You know, it's not that we don't like the new health care law, it's that we don't really understand it. Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius says it's time we were re-educated. So now let's meet our panel. Colleen DeBays is the small business editor for the Wall Street Journal. Paul Westcott is the host of the White House Brief on iHeartRadio. And the saucy Aussie, Fox Business's Ashley Webster. Had to do that to you, buddy. Colleen, let's start with you.
Yeah. Well, re-education. I don't think there was education in the first place. And this is an issue we've been following very closely because, of course, business owners are very affected by health care reform because of the new law. They'll have to provide health insurance to their employees. But we just did a story on this, and we quoted from another survey that showed 80% of business owners had limited or no understanding of how health care reform will impact their business.
Do you get it?
Oh, no, nobody actually understands the health care law. That's not what it's about. Even the congressmen don't understand it. A lot of my listeners, they say, oh, yeah, of course we've read it. We've read large portions of it. We just don't like it. It's that Americans don't like it. They've been educated time and time again. It's just, it stinks.
It stinks. Ashley, does it stink?
Well, it does, and that term re-education, that's the kind of term they use in China, which is another word for brainwashing. You know, President Obama has been around this country for 2 years touting this plan. Just because people don't agree with it doesn't mean they're stupid or need to be re-educated. I'm sorry, it's bad news for business. Much business investment and expansion is going to be hurt by this plan. You know what? Re-education isn't going to work.
I think it's all about the unintended consequences, right? Lots of them. All right, let's go on to the next story. The EPA wants to slap letter grades on all new cars. The grades would be based on fuel efficiency, but only hybrid or electric cars would get A's. This is part of the 2007 Energy Independence and Security Act. Ashley, what do you make of this, buddy?
I don't know. The economy's falling apart. And we're putting grades on cars. You know, we should be putting a sticker on the government right now. Of course, I sound angry, don't I? I'm really not. I've had a good day. I really couldn't care less about the sticker on there. I know I should. I should be more green, more eco-friendly. But the only sticker I really care about is the price sticker, and that's what determines what I'm interested in.
Colleen?
That's a good point, although I have to say, since I live in New York, I haven't actually bought a car in, well, I can't even say how long. But, yeah, I don't know if we need, I mean, I like the idea of providing consumers with more information. I don't know if we need this letter grade thing, because I think it actually could be confusing, because you might see A+, and you might think that means the car is really safe, or maybe it's a really great deal. I don't know if people will associate that with fuel economy, so...
Paul?
Well, you know what? Consumers, I think, know what they want to know at this point, especially about the Volt and about some of those other GM electric cars that are out there, and that, well, they cost $90,000, $80,000, whatever they are at this point, even with the $7,000 discount. So at this point, they're basically in a position where they're looking at that price and saying, I'm not having it. So no matter what letter grade any federal official gives it, they're not going to buy them.
So it's almost like the government is endorsing some makes and models and saying, you know, this is our priority. But, you know, I got to tell you, the real deal for Americans is just to buy those really inexpensive gas guzzlers. You know, the Honda Fit is a great deal compared to some of the cars you were mentioning. All right, I'm off of my soapbox now. I'm done.
They're not going to
Green gets to me. Okay, a Washington State man tried to pay a property tax bill with 33,000 pennies. He got turned down by a county treasurer who said she didn't have the staff to count them, by the way. This was a protest by the man against fines he incurred by failing to pay a $34 bill due in April. Paul?
Well, this sounds about right. I mean, this is typical. You know what? The government asks you to, you know, use this currency, use pennies, which, you know, I'm in favor. Fine, get rid of them. But at this point, what we're going to see is, you know, with this taxpayer, they're going to say, well, why are we paying this much in property taxes in the first place? I think it raises a great issue at the same time of saying, why do we need the penny?
Colleen?
Well, I have to say, I think it's a rather ridiculous story because I looked into it, and it's a business owner. Okay, this guy's a business owner who says, you know, it's all a protest. He was late paying his property taxes.
And he is on the city council.
Well, exactly. And the reason he was late paying his property taxes is because his business was struggling. And I'm thinking, of course your business is struggling. You're spending all your time collecting 30,000 pennies. I mean, I just think it's ridiculous.
Is this any way for a city councilman to act, though, Ashley?
No, but you know what? The government handles out inconvenience and hassle every day. Might as well get some of it in return. You know, you hear these stories all the time. People pay speeding tickets that they felt that they were hard done by. They'll pay it back in pennies. Surely, don't they have those machines where you just pour it all in and they can count? I mean, I know they're making a statement, but it's a bank for crying out, and it is legal tender, even though it's annoying.
It is,
but then you lose a government job, though. I mean,
oh,
somebody, you need the government jobs to count the pennies.
Great point, Paul. Forgot